I think, necessary, particularly if we've talked about using options at the price, at the cycle edges and things like that, that can help you establish a position with limited risk via an options position where you don't need a stop, in futures and things like that, and you can kind of ride, the movement within the cycle, again for limited risk. So it provides a real good way of participating in action without having to be so. To me, when I'm trading futures, I don't hold anything overnight. If I trade anything in the overnight session, I trade it similarly to the RTH. In other words, I don't hold positions, you know, when one session closes, or if I'm going to, time to go to bed or something like that, I don't hold positions overnight. Uh, even if they, even if they have greater potential, I'm either going to stay up or I'm going to just, get the necessary sleep and close out my position. That way, I don't have to just be concerned about what's happening and so forth with that. But when you have an options position, you say my bet's on the table, and I can go to sleep. I'll hold it for however long the period is I have the option for, and and you allow the market to kind of do its thing, so you don't have to worry too much about getting stopped out unnecessarily and so forth. Anyways, again, positive aspects of using options in your trading. I would highly recommend you at least look into it and learn something about using options. All right, so today is a cycle day 2. So yesterday, I previewed it. I previewed today, basically saying that we had the cycle day 1 low in place over here, and the idea again of the uh, cycle day 1 is to establish. It's also referred to as a buy day. I don't really care of using that term necessarily because it can be a little misleading. Um, Using the term, this is a buy day, meaning, people would generally interpret that as, I'm going to be buying them. Oh, we want to buy them all day. All right. Uh, the site's locked you out. I'll take a look. So anyways, the so the idea is to is the beginning of the cycle is to establish a low point. So many times on a cycle day 1, the market actually sells down, and again, so that's why it's kind of misleading. Um, yeah, Brent, do me a favor. All right, private message me. Type in type in your address line on the internet URL. Type in my IP, my IP, no, my IP or my IP address, something like that, and send it to me on the private message, if you will. All right, my IP address, I think the website is. All right, and send it to me on the private. So again, the idea of the cycle day 1 low is to establish a low. Now on a cycle day 2, as we're coming in today, so you can see this level here, and I put up the indicator that we use. Right, you can see over here where it says cycle day 1 low, CD1 low. All right, so I put that up, and again, this is an indicator taken from the spreadsheet that we have. All right, so we've seen the spreadsheet, all right, over the past few days. Okay, this spreadsheet, well, this indicator, if you have the software, I mean, if you have the subscription, this indicator here on the chart pulls the information off the spreadsheet, okay, which makes it fairly convenient so you don't have to keep looking back at the spreadsheet. So the cycle day one low. Okay, great. I'll take a look, Brent. Give me a few minutes. All right, so the cycle day one low is here at 30 quarter. Now remember, yesterday that was the cycle day one target. All right, that we had. All right, the violation target, and also the 3-day central pivot zone. So on a cycle day two today, right, couple scenarios can potentially play out. One, and this would be normal, by the way. One would be a retest. So the market established the low early, right, and it rallied. But later in the day, right, you kind of sold off a little bit, right, into the close. And then into the overnight, Globex, extended hours, right, price came back to retest the low. And that's typical. That is a normal process, right? The market needs to test whether or not that low, the buy day or cycle day one low, is valid for surety. Is it secure? All right, that's the intent. Once the market determines that that's the case, all right, and again, you could say, well, the market moved because of China stuff and all that, and that may be very true, but I'm not interested in that type of stuff because price movement is all determined. There's catalysts out there, right? People's viewpoints. That's really what markets are all about, different viewpoints, right? And so people taking action. To me, I don't care about what the news is. I just care about how the price is reacting and where the big inflection points would be. So in this case, coming down and retesting cycle day one low is an important test. How does it handle that test is the key, right? So in the overnight, you can see how it tested it. And again, these are 60-minute time frames. So about 4 hours worth of trading in here. Price tested and then started expanding back out. So as it started coming back above 34s, 35s, the market had a successful test. Now, of course, this was very early in the morning, Europe time period. Okay, if you're not up trading, then that's fine. All right, again, it is what it is, right? You trade the time frame, you can trade. But just bear in mind that we have a successful test of the cycle day one low, and this would be normal. Now what's happened, right? We've had additional rally. We're just about at the 3-day cycle, the minimum 3-day cycle target. All right. Now the key is going to be what? What's the key level that we've been looking at the past couple of days? Yeah, 60, 58, 60, 61s, right? 62s. Guess what? Price is in the process of attacking that now. A successful test, rebound. I would not be surprised, everyone. We go through this today. Would not be surprised. At the same time, I would not, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I also would not be surprised if it stalls a little bit and pauses and gives you a little cup and handle type formation. Okay. So again, I don't know what's going to happen. All I'm saying is we're looking at this and we're saying, I'm looking at this and saying, okay, this is what has happened. All right. What may happen today? So today we're starting off bullish, right? Huh. Show automatic box. Export all IPs. Interesting. Look options. All right. So that's how we're going to start the day. Not going to go much further than that. Again, we have a successful test and we have a rally in hand. And again, I am not interested in shorting. Even though we're back up at the key level, I'm not interested in shorting that. Need to see that area fail, price reversals before we do anything. I think it blasts through it. Okay, that's my view. I think we blast through it. I think we go higher. It's options expiration. All right, and again, that may have an influence on us today as well. All right, that's the skinny on the minis, and we'll go to work.